Because I need somebody who's going to agree with me that I am well able, that I'm equipped for the task, that God sees something in me that has not manifest yet, but this is my season. So he gets rid of 25,000 of them just by asking them if they're scared. You need to go home and tell your friends and your road dog. You say, God is about to do something great with me. And I want to be surrounded by some people who are not afraid for me. Are you bold enough to believe for me that what God said to me is for me? Because I don't want to share my dreams and visions with you if you can't believe. So there's another test. He gets rid of 9,700 more, and Gideon has 300 men, and he delivers through 300 men. But God says, I'm going to do it through one person. Because what God is saying, I just need one person to start the wheel rolling, baby. I'll send you some help down the road, but I just need one person who is faithful enough to believe against the odds. Because that's where your favor is. When you can believe God for what other folks will not believe for God, for you are moving into God's favor. Tell your neighbor, walk in favor. Yeah, you can't sit in favor, baby. You can't sit in favor. You can't cry in favor. You can't beg in favor. You got to get up and walk in the favor of God. And God says, I will be with you, and that vision in your heart that only one person had. Nobody else could see it, but it's in your heart. Nobody else believes it, but it's in your heart. Nobody else is bold enough to ask for it, but it's in your heart. God says, I just need one person to believe the impossible, and then I'll make it possible. So I'm out of time, but let me do this. So what I'm trying to get you to do is I'm trying to get you to walk out your dream, because that's where your favor is. I'm trying to get you to quit asking God to let you have something and ask God to let you do something. And then trust that the God who will let you do something is a rewarder. So he'll never let you do something and then not reward you for the doing of it. But quit worrying about the having and start praying for the doing. So that's this story. Let me tell you this story. When my niece went to Italy, and she was 20 years old, and she got on my iPad and she put in an app on my iPad that was called WhatsApp. Now the WhatsApp is like what's up. So it wasn't Facebook, because she's 20 and Facebook for us. And so she put the WhatsApp so we could always know what's up with her. So I had the WhatsApp, and I did, using it. And I tried to figure out, so what's up with the WhatsApp? Because that's how my mind works. And so I looked to find out what was up with the WhatsApp, because it's on my phone. And I found out that the WhatsApp was started by this man called John Acton. Now, John Acton wanted to be in Silicon Valley, and he went to Facebook. He asked Facebook to give him a job. They looked at his resume and heard his little story, gave him his little interview, and they decided that John Acton didn't have Facebook stuff in him. He didn't have the good Facebook stuff in him. So John Acton went down to Twitter because he wanted to be in Silicon Valley. He felt he had something to offer in Silicon Valley. And so he went to Twitter, and they looked at his little resume, came in, talked to him, and they said, John Acton, you don't have Twitter stuff in you. You don't have Twitter stuff in you. And so John Acton, rejected by the two companies that he wanted to work for, not understanding and seeing the hand of God, that sometimes when God closes a door, it's just because he got a... So John Acton is worried about what he's going to do and how he's going to make his contribution in this tech world that's blowing up. He gets a friend, and they start talking about what they can do, and they come up with this app that's like Facebook, but it's meant to keep you updated on what's going on in the person's life. It ain't meant for everything else. After 3 years, there's over 1 billion worldwide followers of WhatsApp. Zuckerberg finds out that this WhatsApp is cutting into Facebook's reach. He says, who is this WhatsApp people and why are they cutting into our reach? Well, they call in John Acton and ask John Acton, say, what's your valuation? Well, now John Acton's valuation for WhatsApp is $1.9 million because it's got a $1.9 billion because it's got a billion person reach. Zuckerberg asked Acton, can we buy WhatsApp? He makes him an offer and Acton is not moved by it. Zuckerberg decides, I don't have time to play with you. I got to get this app because it's cutting into our reach. And so it's reaching 1 billion people. It's got an evaluation of $1.9 billion. But then Zuckerberg offers Acton $19 billion for WhatsApp. Now, Acton not crazy. He sells WhatsApp to Facebook for $19 billion. But what he says is, but I want to save a 20-cent valuation on every share for me. They say, why do you want to save a 20-cent valuation for yourself? He said, because you wouldn't let me be an employee, so now I'm going to be a partner, baby. Sometimes God will shut a door because you're not meant to work for him. You meant to work with him. Stand on your feet. All I'm trying to tell you is don't let them talk you out of your dream, baby, because where your dream is, that's where your favor is. You cannot have favor if you don't have a dream. Tell your neighbor, walk out your favor. Walk out your favor.